on the basis of this Club World Cup and how abysmally they seem to have performed, is it time for them to say goodbye to him?
That's a good question.
Because Ajo mentioned that Felipe Luis is a future Atlético coach.
I'll come to that.
But then again, do you think it's time to say goodbye to Cholo?
I mean, with what he has done, I think if he bows down, if he leaves, you leave with his head held high, because he has achieved stuff with this club that maybe many people didn't think Atletico Madrid will ever enter the conversation of Barcelona and even Real Madrid. But he's tried. You know, under a certain kind of, shall I say, strict financial budget, he's had to bring in world-class players and everything. But to an extent, too, with the quality he's had, someone might argue that to an extent he's underachieved, because he's been to certain UEFA Champions League finals, albeit against Real Madrid, who on the nights could conjure magic and do wonderful stuff. So to say they should walk away from one of the greatest managers the club has ever had is it's a big question that the club will need to answer. I mean, I don't have the answer to it, but the club will need to answer. And I don't think that there's are there managers that are on the market that would want to take on this job, because they need to take on the job knowing very well that they are not just coming to a club that is hungry, but we step into the boots of a manager that has not necessarily failed this club, but he has underachieved to an extent. He's brought in titles. He won the league twice. He's won the UEFA Europa League with Atlético. He's done some wonderful stuff, but they want more. And so they need to get a manager that will take them from, I believe, from B to A. If that's how the Atletico Madrid fans are viewing their club under Simeone. If they want to move from B to A, then they need to make that change that will effectively take them to the very top. But I believe Simeone has done a good job. If he leaves right now, again, he leaves with his head held high.
Ajo, do you think it is time for Cholo to say, listen, I came, I saw, I conquered. I've done enough. Whatever I've done has been etched in the club's history books, but I've become static. I might as well go.
The respect the Atletico Madrid board has for Simeone is what will worry them and make them the third best team in Spain for, the years to come. It's time. The quality Atletico Madrid has, they've spent for this coach in the market, and he has not even got them a plan B. He still goes with this strict way and this rigid way of playing football, and it's not nice, it's not attractive. I said these things for Madrid when Don Carlo was with them and they were losing, and we didn't see coaching in this Madrid setup. And I always say that I like when Madrid players get a new coach, they don't care who you are, they want to play for you. They don't care about tactics, they don't care about instructions. So we see this guy coming, the coach from, we see Zabi coming, and he's helping them tactically with good instructions. It's helping them. They needed coaching. We saw Vinicius being coached, and it was beautiful to watch. These Atletico players need the same thing. This man has an idea that is not helping the profiles that he has got. Look at Barrios in the midfield for them. Very good player. Good on the ball. Look at Gallagher. He can offer you things from the bench. He doesn't even have wingers. He plays midfielders as wingers. He helped Lemar become a very bad player, and injury too was worrying the guy. You have quality players. We see this guy go back to Argentina and he's playing the poor. Like, wow, this guy has to leave Atletico Madrid. So they have the profiles. They've spent big. They've tried for you. You are giving them third Champions League football. It's not enough. Unless the Atletico wants to tell me that they are okay with what they get. The target is set for them. Because sometimes you try and win the league when Madrid and Barca are bad. Is it enough? Are you the Tottenham of Spain? so going forward, there are coaches who can come in and bring proper coaching, instructions, tactical awareness, tactical plan A and B. This Atletico side, because they have quality players. Look at their defenders. They are all quality. They work in Chelsea and stuff for us. Standard good players. Jimenez. Look at left back, Lodi. So you've limited this play. If Pep gets Lodi, what you will do with him? I'm sure people choose Lodi over and at yeah, they're all quality players, but this coach has limited all of them. So they should try and let him be. He won't leave. He's the highest end manager in the world. In Europe. Look at the record you have. So Atiko, what power is that you are not letting this coach go? Me, I always say, I was saying that I think the Bournemouth coach can do a good job if you're supposed to give this man time to win you some leagues and some cups. He can do a good job. But if they don't sack him, start preparing for that. What's that? What Felipe Luis is doing in Brazil?
He's top of the league in Brazil.
Yes, he'll be a good coach. Or the Argentina coach, if he wants to stop coaching national team football,
Scaloni.
go for Scaloni. He's a proper tactical man. But what he's doing with I like Atlético a lot. Like you go to Spain and Barca, Madrid, they always believe in the big boys. They are there. They find their way. You've won leagues. We like that. You brought in Suarez. You won the league again. We respect that. We admire you. But it's time to go. For me, that's all.
Do you agree that it's time for Simeone to say bye to Atlético?
Yeah, I agree. I agree 100% because look, again, when you talk about managers in Europe, this is the second manager who have spent so much time at a particular club. And you see, if you're a manager, what are you measured with? You are measured with winning trophies. You are, and has he done that? Yes, he has done that. He has done that over the span of years he has spent at Atlético Madrid. You've been to the final of the UEFA Champions League. You've won the Europa League several times. And once again, the difficult problem has been that Madrid was the only team that overcame him twice. Now, the big question is, don't you think that the players around and even the infrastructure of Atlético Madrid will become used to the man Diego Simeone, because they've seen you several years. What is so special about you again that you are bringing to this ground and to these players that they've not seen before? So I think that there's a bit of that mentality setting in, and you see football has also evolved so much. What is Diego Simeone learning? What has he learned? Because if you check last season quite well, at a point I think they were in a poor position to even win the La Liga. In fact, they are one of the teams that made boys enjoy a lot with some back-to-back wins, and all of a sudden they just give up the fight to allow Madrid and Barcelona take over. So if you ask me honestly, I think that he has achieved so much. I agree with Andam. You leave when the applause is high. Leave when the applause is high. And fortunately for you, you've got a fan base that are not too loud, like the likes of Manchester United and those people, because by now you would have been crucified.
They are very understanding.
I'm telling you, you would have been crucified, but they are not crucifying you. So just do the honorable thing. In fact, in the way the club respects him, I'm sure if he's very, very good, he would even suggest to the club that, look, I think that I've done enough for the club, but to replace me, this manager is good. Then, because he has been in the system for long, understands the Atlético Madrid philosophy, have the time, speak to that manager, tell him some of the projects Atlético Madrid have done. And look, when he leaves like that, there will be a lot of statues all over the Wanda Metropolitan for him as a coach that have left a legacy.
Absolutely. Now let's look at a very interesting phenomenon. The Brazilians or the South Americans, or Brazilians in particular, have come to this competition and taking it by storm. People are saying, listen, we don't pay a lot of attention to the quality that comes in that particular league. You look at their league table. Flamengo are top of that table. They've played 11 games. They've won 7, drawn 3, and lost only 1.
Wow.
And that's the first game they've lost in 15 in all competitions. Now, they have a goal difference of plus 20, so they've scored 24, and they've conceded just 4.
Wow.
Second on that table is Cruzeiro. They are not at the Club World Cup. They also have 24 points. Bragantino have 23 points. Then Palmeiras. Palmeiras are fourth on the table with 22 points. The other team, Fluminense, are sixth.
That's Thiago Silva's team.
Yes, with 20 points. Then the other team who are here now, as a result of less games played, is Botafogo, who we've just seen. Now, these are stacked with a lot of talent. Some old players, some young players, and some amazing talent, right? We've seen the brand of football that they've played. Have we underrated South American or perhaps Brazilian football? Do we not talk about it enough considering what it offers?
I think their national team didn't help their club or their league. It didn't help at all, because when they ship their players to Europe and they do so well, when they go back home, the likes of Vini and Co were not giving us the Ronaldinho standard. The Ronaldo standard. So the Brazilian national team performance was affecting what you say about their league. And what happened to their league? Because their league is full of these scouts who go there, and now Madrid scouts are there, Chelsea, City, Arsenal. You just go there and just tap into the pool and bring them to you. So I don't know how they are doing it so well, but their club football is always active. We sit in the Copa their Champions League football. It's very beautiful. They go there and they perform so well. They in the Argentina teams. So I feel like the Brazilian national team performances was not helping the league grow or being talked about. But when you go to that league, people go there. I mean, where did Vinicius come from? Straight from the league to Real Madrid. Where is Esteban coming from? Straight from the league. So they've not stopped giving Europe good talents. Rafinha, they all came from there. But even in their hometown, their league is quality. It's a land of footballers. They just tried to just tap into what the Europeans were doing and just mix their game. And they forgot about the Jenga football. But is Jenga football coming back? I don't know, because your coach right now is an European. So what they failed to do is that they failed to produce coaches for their country. They focus on only producing players, and now their pool is so big. When you go to Brazilian hotels, it's scouts that go there the most. Not even people going to scouts. Scouts are there more than anybody. Chelsea scouts, Madrid scouts, everybody's there. They are fishing for players. These young boys. There's this guy who came. I think they were calling him the baby Vinicius Jr. He's very dark. I've forgotten his name. Very skillful. They wear blue. I've forgotten his name. Very, very dark guy. Just like Vinicius Jr. Chelsea went to inquire. They even did his negotiation under the rain, but they didn't sign him. I forgot his name. You know the person I'm talking about. Very dark guy. Very dark, and he's very slim, skinny, left winger, very skillful. So even in the Brazilian junior side, people are scouting from there. So it's only the scouting that will take the quality away from their league. But even their league, they know how to make sure that they are playing so well. So it's mostly these foreign coaches also go there to learn. But if Brazil can produce good coaches again, the national team don't need Don Carlo to be there to bring in them European blend of their football. They are taking their football out.
But Carlo is a coach that allows for expression.
Yes.
Isn't that a good thing?
Yeah, but he has expressed everything in Europe. So like he's a European breed. So he'll go there and give you the European vibe. But will he allow them to be free and play the Jenga style?
But Carlo allows his players to be free.
The Brazilians themselves hunted themselves and came to Europe and learned the European way and took back home.
But I want to believe, isn't going for Carlo, is it not to buttress the fact that most of their top crop of players are now playing Europe and in a way are deviating from the usual Brazilian ball. And so if you want to succeed in that system, go and bring a manager who understands the European system. So because these are countries you meet in the World Cup. These are countries you meet in you understand. So that already, once you have the likes of your top players playing in Europe, you have a manager who is able to just tilt them around and get them playing.
But we know some Brazilians who are not happy that they've forgotten their style, the Brazilian style.
Absolutely.
And they are playing the European way now. It's supposed to be a blend. But one thing that maybe Don Carlo do for them is that, now that he's the coach of Brazil, maybe he helps those coaches who are there young evolve. So look at Argentina. Now they have good coaches. Scaloni has shown that he's a very tactical disciplinarian. Very good coach. So maybe for me, because I'm surprised. What I'm doing at the club, I'm surprised. They've really shocked me. I watched the Flamengo game against Chelsea, the way they play. Even Botafogo, I like their play. Free flow football. So they are very, very, very good. And you see, if, let's say, Barca goes and puts one of them, they always want to come to Europe and play because of the money. That's what will worry them. They cannot keep these players there. How much they sell about £40 million plus crazy add-ons? You can't keep them. And that's what they do. And you see, it helps their economy. Sugarcane and football, it helps them. So there's a plan. So if our GFA president can go there, I'm sure he goes there a lot. I'm sure.
I think they make tax from the sale of their players. It's one of the highest.
Yes, it contributes most to their economy.
Their development. If we can go there and take a leaf on what are they doing right, and come and implement it here, it will help our football here in Ghana. Maybe it's a conversation for a different day, but you see, Brazil football will never go anywhere. It's when they make things big for themselves that they'll be found wanting. Maybe like the national team is not functioning well, because they will always bring us special players, defenders, goalkeepers, midfielders, number 9s, wingers. They'll bring you a different breed of players. So big ups to Brazil and the scouts who work there and produce all these boys for them. They're doing a good job.
I'll see.
Because I think the Brazilians, the teams that are in the competition right now as we speak, I'm trying to get something before I make my point. That the current, they're in match day 12 or match week 12 of match day 38. So they are actually playing football. So these teams are coming with a certain level of match fitness. That's one. Two, they are playing in a terrain where it suits them. The humidity, weather, and all that, it favors Brazil because in a sense they are closer to America than a large majority of these European teams. Today I saw Maresca complain about the weather. A large majority of these teams, for example, the European-based teams are not playing in this type of weather conditions, and because of that, there's a lot of cooling breaks and all that. It plays into the advantage of the Brazilian teams. That's one. Two, the fitness level is there for everyone to see. They are playing. They are in their league and it's paused because I think the teams that are out will go back and resume all that. These two things need to be put into consideration when we are thinking about why they have been so good at the tournament so far. And it's been one of the things that will separate them because yes, it's already they are solid. There are no pushovers already. Every team from the Brazilian region or from the South American region to make their way to
even
the
likes of Boca Juniors.
They are worthy opponents that any team would struggle to face on a given day. But then one of the reasons why their league is so underrated, even why I have underrated these teams, is because I think there are three factors. Number one would be the fact that, like he said, the talent drain is so massive that sometimes we just want to see talents emerge from Brazil and not really want to watch Brazilian football. That's one. Number two, because of the language barrier, we don't have what the Premier League and La Liga and the talents we have, which is English broadcasters. So on a normal day, you'd watch and you're just hearing Golazo, Messi, Ankara, Messi, Ankara, and all those things. We are here in Africa, well, me, myself, I don't understand. And so to an extent, even though Neymar is there, and you're thinking that Neymar will attract a certain kind of interest and eyeballs, it's not quite there yet. The Brazilian league over time, yes, has produced for the international stage, but not for their local stage. It's kind of like the Ghana Premier League. We saw the likes of Michael Essien leave, Liberty Professionals all the way to, to have his exploits outside. Abedipele, the same thing from RTU, bam, outside. So all of these things go into why many people have underrated. And then finally, the time zone too is part. Some of us have to stay up. Even Copa America, when Messi won the first time in 2022, I had to stay up around 2 to celebrate with my goods.
Oh, Charlie.
You understand? So it's all these things come into play. But again, the football, they are in particular, I believe, a footballing nation. They've done so well from time memorial till now, giving us great players and great teams. And then the culture within the Brazilian nation is still there. You see Fluminense, Corinthians, is it Grêmio, all these teams that there's a little bit of historical backing to them that people don't even know about, that is there, but the whole world does not know of. So yes, they are solid teams. I think the teams they are Oakland.
They are part-time players.
And we see the pay and co.
And to buttress what Ajo and Andam have said, just flip through the groups at this FIFA Club World Cup. Go to Group F, and in Group F, the top team there is Fluminense with 4 points, even ahead of Dortmund and even Mamelodi Sundowns. Now go to Group D. Group D, you have Flamengo topping with 6 points, even ahead of Chelsea. Go to Group A, you have Palmeiras ahead of Inter Milan, who were UEFA Champions League finalists. Go to the Group B that have just been exhausted. But for Togo, they have crossed over. Their group is ended. So just look at it. I don't think that you understand. I don't think that. I think this Brazilian side or clubs, they've always got it. We've not just paid attention to them. Even beyond this year's FIFA Club World Cup, go to the previous editions where Palmeiras was in the final in 2021 and were beaten by Chelsea. Check the other records they have. Semi-finals, they won it. You understand?
Corinthians beat Chelsea.
Yes, you get it. So I think that they are not helping themselves in terms of popularity of their club. Their PR stats have been very low. They need to find a way to up their PR stats for them to show us. Yes, we may not, the time zone might not favor us, but we might wake up and then we've got quality videos from that side all over the internet, and there should be a conscious effort to market those videos for us to get it. You just pick your phone, you have a highlight coming from Brazil, whether you want to watch, you'll be forced to watch it. I think that should be another thing. Some of them are natural. The time zone, there's nothing we can do about it. The same way they're also affected by our time zone. So they don't, we cannot. But again, I think in terms of quality, quality. Brazil is a production factory
for talent.
For talent, no questions about that. But again, like Andrew and the rest have said, have they made conscious effort to keep those talent like we are facing in the Ghana Premier League? I'm bringing the Ghana Premier League because we always complain about drain of our stars. They play 2-3 seasons. Look at this boy that have gone to Madrid.
No, David Odro. Yeah, Barcelona.
You understand? Yeah. And even look at Hendrick.
Yeah, straight from.
He should have stayed more in Brazil.
Yes.
And get that.
Victor Roque.
You understand?
Anyway, as it goes along, I'll open my phone lines now. I've got 3 minutes to go.
Okay.
So I'll open my phone lines 0542571061. Let's get our thoughts across. And but